everybody. I'm here with Dave from AddToCart. How you doing, Dave?
Good. How are you?
Great, great. I wanted to have you on my channel because I wanted to talk about this thing that you did with an Etsy seller and help them go from 0 to 10K per month in just 90 days. So I think it's a great story that we can all learn from, hopefully help ourselves by what you're telling us to maybe not get to that level, but at least increase our stores and get more sales. Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely. This was a student of mine that went from 0 to 10K per month pretty quickly, and it's not going to happen to every single person, but it is very possible. And what I want to lay out today is exactly what they did to make this happen, and it's very interesting case study.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting to me too. So I think we can learn a lot from it. So I got a few questions here to help us kind of gauge what went on and what kind of things we could do in our store. So my first question is this: what product did this store sell? What made it so profitable?
So the product was actually not some kind of mind-blowing, fresh, new, crazy thing. It was art. It was canvas POD art. And that's all she sold is one product on canvas, obviously a couple different sizes, but she stuck with one product and one style. And I think that is what helped so much in the beginning. The niche itself was a little bit unique. It's not like it was like dogs or something very, very common like that. I will say that. However, without exposing her completely, yeah, I will say just that it was a unique niche. But sticking to that unique niche with one product, I believe contributed greatly to this. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should go out, start a store, do one product, one niche, but that is what happened to this student of mine.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I think that's something we could all do. That product is a good one, and we all have different products. I'm glad to hear that they're like super focused with one product. I know you can't tell us the exact niche, but can you tell us how did the seller pick her niche for POD? What was kind of the process?
Yeah, absolutely. From what I understand, the student of mine, she chose this niche based on her own interests, and this is something that I've talked about a lot on my channel. Now, you can't really do that if you've run out of all your interests and you have like 5 stores. But if you have a one store and you want to start a second, or you're new and you want to start your first store, a great place to start is with your own interests, because you're going to know more about it. You're going to have an eye for it. Versus me, if I were to start a new mom store, I have no information in my mind about being a new mom. So it's just based on your own interests. That helps you a lot in POD.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, because not only are you the seller, but now you're also the buyer. It's something that you would buy yourself, and so you can kind of relate to what other people might want to buy because you're in the same thing. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Being that definitely can help know what to put out there for other people. So, all right. Number 3, my question number 3 about this is: was there anything else that helped this store in the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe that when she started, she stayed consistent with listing and with creating new designs. A lot of people will start a store and put up 25 listings, or even less than that, and wait and see what happens. She stayed consistent through that entire 90-day period, and she wasn't looking at where she was. She was looking at where she wanted to go. So I stayed on her about this. Keep listing new designs, because this is a big thing right here. This is a big takeaway for the viewers right now, is that your next best seller is literally right around the corner, but you're not going to turn that corner unless you create a new design. If you're handmade, you're not going to turn that corner unless you create a new product. It's just not going to happen. And a lot of people forget about how important your creativity is when it comes to selling on Etsy. A lot of us get focused on the logistics, on the left brain stuff of it, but remembering that if you're a creative person, that's where that virality can really hit. So that's what I would say. But what helped her in the beginning is that she was beginning as well. To kind of go backwards a tiny bit, the new store aspect for her It's not that, yes, sometimes new stores can see a boost on Etsy, but it wasn't that we were relying on that. It was that we were using that to our advantage. A fresh slate, like the new store boost thing aside, the algorithm wants to learn a seller. The algorithm wants to learn that store. It's the same as an advertiser pixel on Meta, Google, Pinterest, whatever. They really want to learn who you are so that way they can show you to the right people. If you're giving a ton of mixed signals straight from the get-go, which can work, you can have a giant general store absolutely killing it. But I'm just talking about in this specific instance. We started with one store, fresh, brand new, one product, one niche. That gave an extremely clear signal to the algorithm. And that is what I believe, along with consistency and a unique niche, gave this story such success.
Nice. Yeah, that's some really good advice. Keep consistent. So my question is, I know people throw that out a lot, the consistent. How often is consistency? How often was she uploading and working on the store? You said for the full 90 days, like every day?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say give it a rest on the weekends, to let the algorithm kind of breathe, let your store kind of breathe, let it catch up, things like that. But that is optional. You can go every single day. What I would recommend against, though, is taking it to some kind of not even consistency, like some kind of hyper massive action where you're just like spamming hundreds of listings every single day. Because, everyone has gone and seen massive stores with thousands of listings and just assume that success equals thousands of listings. Not always the case. I have seen plenty of people list hundreds, aiming and reaching for that 1,000 mark, not really make it. So that's another thing. Consistency, to answer your original question, that consistency looked like at least a couple listings and designs per day. But at the same time, for the viewers, don't spam listings onto Etsy. That's not going to work either. It's not quantity only, it's quantity and quality. So it's very important to remember.
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe she was probably making, I don't know her store or anything, but I'm guessing that she made quality products, uploading, good stuff that she herself would also want to buy. So it's not just about the number; it's about like this is good stuff that people want to buy. So, well, to recap, I'm kind of curious. You said she made 1 to 10K in the first 90 days, and I'm guessing it's been a while. So where is this store now?
Great question. I actually got an email update from her about a month ago. That store in that first year managed to do $200,000. So 80K above that 10K per month mark, which I was really surprised because I've had success stories in the past with students where they killed it their first year or they're doing amazing, but they had a background in marketing or e-commerce or something to that degree, which is still amazing testimonies. Absolutely. But this person was brand new to Etsy, brand new to e-commerce. And it really warmed my heart to see somebody do that because, at the end of the day, we're not just trying to make money. We're also trying to feed our families, trying to gain financial independence, and a lot of the times peace of mind for your finances. So it warms my heart when I can see testimonies like this, and it really is encouraging. So yeah, where are they at now? 200K in a year, and moving on to start a second store, which has had a level of success in its first couple months as well. So I'm super proud of this person.
Wow. That's amazing. What a great story. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. And hopefully we can learn from this as well. You gave a lot of good tips on how to start an Etsy store and what to look for and how to be consistent and, kind of be the buyer and the seller too, which is what I like because, you know exactly what kind of things to look for. So thanks so much for sharing that, Dave. Anything else you want to add before we go here? Anything? I put your YouTube on the bottom here. Anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody would like to, be my next success story, you can book a free 10-minute call in the description and we'll look at your store. I'll tell you what I see. I'll tell you how we can work together and we'll go from there. That's the best way to join my mentorship is with a free 10-minute call. I have a free Etsy ads cheat sheet in the description, as well as I just launched a brand new app. It does your titles and tags for you based on data, 3 different titles and tag sets for you based on, closely fit, reaching into new niches, and then completely experimenting to get new customers based off of powerful data, as well as some Etsy ads tools in there that cut through a lot of the noise and help you make powerful decisions based on your Etsy ads data and saves you a lot of money. It's very affordable, and the link is in the description as well.
Nice. Thanks so much, Dave. This has been really helpful. Any of you that want to be successful with Etsy or need help with your Etsy store, you know who to find. I'll put the link in there. So this has been great. Thanks for sharing that story, and lots more success for anybody else that does Etsy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thanks for being on.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.